What's up, everyone? Welcome to week 4 for another leg day workout. Today we have 5 different groups. So we have glutes, quads, hamstrings, compound movements, and then we're going to finish off with some cardio for the legs. So the first 3 groups we're going to do with the same timing scheme. So those are the first 3 that we're going to do to begin, and then we'll finish off with the last 2. So the first 3 will be the glutes, the quads, and the hamstrings. And the timing here is going to be 20 seconds on, no break, 3 total sets, 30-second break, times 4. Okay, so each group has 3 exercises. We're going to go between all 3 exercises without taking a break. And then after each round, we're going to rest for 30 seconds and repeat 4 times. So we'll start with the glutes. The glutes, you won't need any dumbbells for at all. So we're going to start with the reverse frog pump. One of my favorite glute exercises because it really helps identify any sort of glute strength or weakness. So what you're going to do for this exercise, you're going to lay down on your stomach. You're going to go knees wide, feet together, elbows down, and then once you're in this position, keep your chest and elbows down as you lift your knees off the ground. So if you're able to do this relatively easily, it tells me you have strong glutes, which is a good thing. If you're really struggling, if your chest is coming up, you can't get your knees up, it tells me you have weaker glutes, in which case you want to flip over and do a regular frog pump, which we've done before as well, and that's a much easier variation. So reverse frog pump or regular frog pump. The second one, you're going to get on your side. So we call these ones the clamshell. So you're going to lay down. It's a really good exercise for the outside part of your glute. You're going to keep your feet together, you're going to go knees together, and then once you're in that position, you're just going to drive one knee up. So this one's really good to do if you have a bed, if not, that's okay. So the heels are always touching. You can even go all the way down here if you like. Keep your legs nice and close to your body. Keep this bottom leg on the ground as you externally rotate the top leg. You're going to feel on the outside part of your hip. And then you're going to get on all 4s. Use that same leg that you were just rotating with for kickbacks. You can either bend or extend your leg, and you really want to feel this one in your glutes, of course, as well. So we're going to do each one 20 seconds each with no break between. 30-second break after that round. Exact same thing the second time through. Switch legs for the clamshells and the kickbacks. We're going to do 4 total sets, so we're going to end up doing 4 per leg anyway. Now with the quads, we're going to start with a lunge hold. You can do this one with or without weights. Try weights if you can. You want to get that back knee nice and low, and you're just going to hold that position. So you're going to hold that for 20 seconds, drop the weights, you're going to get into lean backs. So on your feet here, on your knees, arms forward, lean back, keep your back straight. The farther back you go, the better. Just make sure your knees are on the ground the whole time. We've done that one before as well. And we've also done this one, the body weight and leg extension to finish it off. Push up position. Push those knees and hips back, and then extend as you drive your knees up. So that will be quads. Lunge hold, lean backs, leg extensions, 4 sets. Hamstrings, 3 exercises. The first one's going to take a little bit of a setup, so just warning you now, which is why we did it first. You're going to use your dumbbell. I might even screw up once or twice here, so bear with me. And you're going to lay it up like this. So use your rest time as a setup time. We're going to do a dumbbell curl. So you want to get your feet with the weight. Once you're in that position, bring your weight up and then down, nice and controlled. The key for this one is keep your hips on the ground, keep your knees on the ground, all the way up. And you can even go all the way down so the weight touches the ground as well. Really good exercise for the hamstrings. The hardest part is just that setup. So make sure you get the setup before you start the set. Next, we're going to do a bridge walk. So get to a hip bridge position, hips up, and then walk your feet out and bring them back. And you're just going to keep alternating between those 2. And the further you walk your feet out, the more hamstrings you're going to feel. The closer your feet are, the more glutes you're going to feel. Third exercise here will be a kickstand deadlift. So you're going to emphasize the front leg a little bit more. You don't have to exaggerate that stance. 1 foot in front of the other, slight bend in that front knee, chest up, back straight. Really feeling a good stretch in the back of that front leg. Use both weights for this one. If you have heavy dumbbells, you can go nice and heavy. Once we're done all 3, we'll take a break. I'll explain the last 2 later on. So 20 on, no break, 3 sets, 30-second break after each round, 4 total rounds. rounds. We'll start with the glutes first. So reverse frog pump, clamshells, and kickbacks. All right, so no weights needed for this first group. If you're wondering why I keep going back and forth, it's because the video notoriously cuts off, so I'm just making sure that it's still going. All right, so we have the reverse frog pump. Try on your stomach first. If it's too hard, flip over. Remember, there's no break between exercises here, so it's go, go, go. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. On your stomach, knees out, feet together. So watch out for those telltale signs of weaker glutes. If the elbows are coming up, the chest is coming up, or if you're just struggling to get those knees off the ground. You should be feeling it only in the glutes here. Get ready to switch to clamshells in 3, 2, 1. On your side, feet together, externally rotate. So you're gonna have to get into the habit here of really transitioning quickly. If you want to adjust the timing as needed, you can of course do that. And you're just bringing that knee up. Much better if you have the mini band here. I'm assuming most of you don't. 3, 2, 1. Kickbacks, all fours. One leg up. Same leg that we're using the clamshell for. And then we'll take a 30-second break after this and we'll go back to the frog pump. Really feeling that one glute as your leg comes up. 3, 2, 1, and break. So 30-second break. Same thing 3 more times. So 4 total sets. The first 3 groups here, really the goal is just muscle activation. So you want to make sure that you're engaging your glutes for all 3 of these. Same thing with the quads and the hamstrings. So if you found that the reverse frog pump was too hard, flip it over. But like I said, it's a really good test to see how strong your glutes are. Okay, let's get ready for round 2. Same thing, reverse frog pump to start. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Feet together, knees out, up, and a knock down. I know this is not the most comfortable position in the world, especially for the fellas out there. Keep those knees out wide, feet together, clamshells, other side next. 3, 2, 1, on your side, feet together, and then bring that leg up. So the goal here is to bring your knee facing that ceiling while this knee stays down. It's a very subtle, small motion that hits the outside here. 3, 2, 1, kickbacks. The clamshells, by the way, if you happen to know that you have weak glutes or bad knees because of weaker glutes, the clamshells with the band, one of the best exercises you can do. So these exercises aren't meant to be super intense, but they're meant to be 3, 2, 1. They're meant to be more like almost athletic therapy, being proactive, and just being able to make sure those proper muscles are firing. So that's 2 groups down, 2 to go. Same thing, reverse frog pump up next. This is one of those workouts, the first 3 groups won't be overly intense, and then we're gonna get to some of the harder stuff near the end. Let me know how the reverse frog pump goes. It tends to be split 50-50. Okay, 3, 2, 1. But just in terms of overall glute engagement, if you're able to do this one properly and you don't have heavy weights, this is one of the best exercises you can do for your glutes. If you do it as a warm-up, if you do it as a finisher, or even in between sets there. 3, 2, 1, clamshells, let's go. So hopefully your transition by now is getting a little smoother. Knee stays down, this knee comes up, pointed up towards the ceiling. You want to feel that outside part of your hip here. Remember, if you have a mini band, use it. It makes it a lot more effective. 3, 2, 1, kickbacks. So just trying to chase that muscle activation, that glute pump with all of these exercises. If you're feeling in the glutes with all these exercises, that's great. It doesn't have to be tough. As long as you're feeling in the proper muscles, that means you're doing it right. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's take a break. We're going to go through one more round, and then we'll move on to the quads. So one more round here for the glutes. Switch over to the quads, which is going to be a little bit harder in terms of intensity. and then hamstrings before switching up the format just a little bit here. Okay, let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Knees out, feet together. Keep an eye out on your elbows and your chest. The movement should only be coming from your lower body, not your upper body here. Clamshells coming up next. 3, 2, 1, clamshells, let's go. I've mentioned it before, the glutes, biggest, strongest muscles in your body, arguably the most important muscles in your body as well. So it's important that you get them activated to help your back and your knees. 3, 2, 1, kickbacks, let's go. Last set here. Drive up, come back down. This is a nice little warm-up set here as well. Get the blood flowing before we move on to the quads. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, so 30 seconds. Next, we're gonna go to quads. So we have the lunge hold, the lean backs, and the leg extensions. For the lunge hold, try using dumbbells here. If you're not comfortable, you don't have to. You want that back knee just about a couple inches off the ground. Don't make the mistake of lunging with your back leg straight, because then you're not really getting the benefits of the lunge. Even if you have to use like a wall for support, whatever it is you gotta do, make sure that form looks good. So let's get ready here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lunge hold's always going to be one of the harder isometric exercises. Isometric just means when you're holding an exercise without moving. It puts a lot of tension on both of the quads here. Make sure you keep your chest up. That front foot should be flat on the ground. Lean backs are next. 3, 2, 1, drop the weights on your knees. Those arms forward just gives you a little bit of that counterbalance. Lean back, you're gonna feel a nice stretch. Great exercise to strengthen the muscles around the knees here. Leg extensions are coming up next. 3, 2, 1, push up position. Bend knees, hips back. Try those knees up. And if you haven't mastered any of these yet, make sure you pause the video. Practice on your own until you get the hang of it. Quads should be burning already. 3, 2, 1, and break. So 30 seconds here. Same thing. The lunge hold, you're going to switch sides this time. Lean back and leg extensions stay the exact same. So the hardest exercise here is going to be the lunge hold. It takes a lot of energy. And the leg extension is just a great finisher to really burn out those quads at the end. 10 seconds, we'll get started. Okay, 3, 2, 1, drop that back knee, nice and low, chest up. So ideally you want both your legs to be roughly 90 degrees or so. That way it puts equal tension on your quads and glutes. You're always gonna feel more quads here and that's fine. 3, 2, 1, lean backs. So as you can tell by the 4th round here, you're gonna really start to feel the struggle. Quads are big muscles as well, because the quads have 4 muscles that run down from your hips to your knees. 3, 2, 1, leg extensions, let's go. Make sure you get that full squeeze at the top too. We've talked about this a few times before. Actively squeezing your quads and fully extending your legs as hard as you can as you come up. 3, 2, 1, and break. So that's 2 down, 2 to go. So you should definitely feel some heaviness now in the legs. We're gonna do the same thing we did in the first round with the lunge hold, so switching back to your original side. And then the lean backs, leg extensions, will stay the same. Okay, we'll start in 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. And as with most exercises, you can really manipulate the lunge to work different or target different areas. The more front-loaded you are on the balls of your feet, the more quads and knee you're gonna hit. The more you sit back and put it on the heel, the more glutes and less knee you're gonna feel. 3, 2, 1, lean backs. Make sure you keep those hips locked here, so there should be no bend from the hips. Keeping your back straight, chest is up, shoulders are down, leg extensions coming up next. 3, 2, 1, leg extensions, let's go. So try to get those knees really low to the ground, push your butt back, and then full extension. Squeeze those quads as hard as you can on the way up. 3, 2, 1. All right, one more round here. So legs should definitely be burning right now. Another way to manipulate the lunge, the more you angle your torso forward, the more hips and glutes you're gonna work. The more upright you are, the more quads you're gonna work. Even though you angle your torso, make sure you keep your back straight if that's what you choose to do. All right, last round. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So here I'm really upright, whereas here I'm more angled forward. Either way, my back stays straight. You'll feel it as you angle forward, your glutes and your hips are gonna take a lot more of that tension. Nice and low if you can. I know those legs are burning by now. 3, 2, 1, lean backs. So all the way back, and come forward. This is the last round here for quads, and then we're gonna get to hamstrings up next. Leg extensions will be after this set as well. 3, 2, 1, leg extensions, let's go. Don't worry, this is the last set for quads for a while. So finish off strong. Try to give me all you got here. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and break. So next one, hamstrings, dumbbell curl, bridge walk, and kickstand deadlift. Get into that dumbbell curl position as early as you can. Lay down on your stomach. So the bottom of your feet are grabbing the weights here. And then once you have it in position, it's not a hard exercise to do. It's just tough getting it in position. All right, let's get ready here. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. You're gonna bring that weight up towards your butt. Come down nice and controlled. And on the way down is gonna be when you really feel those hamstrings light up. 10 seconds. So nice and slow on the way down. Don't allow your hips to come up. Bridge walks next. 3, 2, 1. Drop that weight. Hip bridge position. And then walk your legs out. Like I said, the further you walk your legs out, the more hamstrings you're going to feel. Make sure you keep those hips up. Kickstand deadlifts are next. So you choose which side you want to do. 3, 2, 1. Kickstand deadlifts. Stand up. 2 weights, hinge, chest up, back straight. Just remember which side you're doing now. That way the second round, you can switch it up. 3, 2, 1. All right, take 30 seconds. You might need to start setting up for the dumbbell curl soon. Remember, if you need to pause the video at any time to practice any of those exercises, or if you want to adjust the timing, I know it's pretty fast paced, so you can adjust as needed. We're going to start in 10 seconds, dumbbell curl. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So knees are down, hips are down, nice and slow. You can even go all the way down, so you feel that weight actually touch the ground. The feet should be flat, flush against the weight. Kicks or bridge walks next. 3, 2, 1, bridge walks. So hips up, walk out as far as you can, and then back up. Kickstand deadlifts are next, so remember which side you have. 3, 2, 1, extend deadlifts, last one here, let's go. So So switch legs. You want to feel the tension in the back part of your front leg. Your back foot can either be planted or on your heel, on your toes, it doesn't really matter. It's just there for a kickstand. 3, 2, 1. All right, that's 2 down, 2 to go. Back to dumbbell curl, up next. Hopefully by now you're getting the hang of it. Happens to the best of us, that's gonna fall from time to time. But once you get the hang of it, you're gonna lower that risk. Still happens to me too. Okay, 10 seconds and start it. This is a great exercise for the hamstrings. You can probably do for a much longer time if you wanted as well. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And even better if you have a bench. That way it allows you to get down much lower. The more range of motion you can get here, the more hamstring activation you're gonna get. Bridge walks are coming up next. You should be squeezing your hamstrings on the way down, really feeling it. 3, 2, 1. Bridge walks. Hips up. Walk out. Keep your hips up and then walk it back in. You're always walking on your heels. So digging in with your heels, never the balls of your feet. Kickstand deadlift next. 3, 2, 1. Kickstand deadlift. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot slightly back. The weight is on your front heel here. Actively puffing that chest up, keeping those shoulders back, feeling a nice stretch in the back of your leg. Keep the dumbbells close to your body as well. 3, 2, 1. All right. One more round here, and then we'll take a break. I'll explain the final 2 groups. It's really tough to work hamstrings with only body weight dumbbells, so gotta get a little creative. If you have like a TRX and a Swiss ball, you can do curls, even better, or a kettlebell for swings. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. But either way, there's really not much you can do for hamstrings. A lot of deadlift variations, hip bridge variations, but the novelty kind of wears off, I know, so I want to get a little creative for you guys. Bridge walks next. 3, 2, 1. Bridge walks. And the reason you never walk out on the balls of your feet here is because what's going to end up happening is you're going to transfer that weight from your hips and your hamstrings to more of your calves, which you don't want. You want those big muscles activated here. Kickstand deadlifts next. 3, 2, 1. Last set here. Kickstand deadlift. Hinge and stand up. Try to get down nice and low here, but make sure you're not getting down too low, rounding the back or anything like that. 3, 2, 1, and break. Rest up, guys. Okay, so the last 2 groups, compound movements and cardio. Timing is going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. There's 3 exercises. We're going to go through 3 rounds. But it's just 20 on, 10 off, 9 total sets. So you're gonna go through once, through twice, through 3 times, but no break after each round, just that regular 10-second rest. So the first one here with the compounds, we have front squats. So by putting the weights up like this, you get a little more core activation, more upper back, and more quads. You're just gonna squat and come up. After that, alternating lunges. You can choose forward or reverse, and then deadlifts. If you'd rather do kickstand deadlifts again, just to really emphasize the hamstrings, especially if you only have light weights, kickstand deadlifts are more effective because it hits that one leg much harder. But those are the 3 foundational exercises you should be able to master for lower body. Squat, lunge, and a deadlift. So that's what we have for the compound. For the cardio, we're gonna do swings. I want you to use 2 dumbbells here. You can choose if you want to do a skier swing, like this, so dumbbells on the outside, or weights together on the inside. My default is always skier swings. I prefer it's more comfortable, but if you notice your knees are caving in, that's when you want the dumbbells inside. So find what works best for you. All the weight in the work should come from your hips, not your arms. So the hips do all the work, explosively driving up, and then the arms just follow. Next, we're gonna do get-ups. So get-ups, all the way down, stand up. If you can't even get up, jumping jacks, high knees, mountain climbers, plank jack, you choose. Something that's cardio, something that gets that heart rate up, so don't just modify and do a sit up here, try to get that heart rate up. Last one here is a single leg jump squat. So you get off one leg, you're gonna bend the knee, bring that leg back, and jump. The more explosively you can go here, the better. For those of you who aren't comfortable with that, just regular jump squats are fine. Make sure you're getting a bend in that knee. So don't just jump up like this. Okay, so you want to get down nice and low, bend that knee. There's 3 rounds, so you're gonna end up doing one leg, one more set than the other. It's up to you if you want to do your dominant or weaker side. You know my view is always to do an extra set on your weaker side here. So we'll start with the compound. Front squat, lunges, deadlift, 20 on, 10 off, 9 total sets. So for the front squat, you're gonna rest those weights on your shoulders. This first group shouldn't be too bad. The cardio is gonna really hit hard to finish off the workout for today. All right, let's begin with the front squat. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Weight on your shoulders. Keep those elbows up if you can, and then just squat down. Try to get down nice and low here. Same thing with what I said with the leg extension, so actively squeeze your quads at the top when you're locking up. 3, 2, 1, take 10 seconds, lunges up next. Try to use 2 weights here if you can. You can go forward or reverse, your call. 3, 2, 1. For those of you who have bad knees, reverse lunges tend to be a little bit easier. They take less pressure off on the knee and kind of put it a little bit more on the hips. It's also easier to balance for most people at least. Try to alternate the lunges either way. 3, 2, 1, deadlifts up next. Remember, you can do more of a kickstand deadlift here, or even a single leg deadlift if you want. 3, 2, 1. So hinge and push. On the way down with the deadlift, it's primarily hamstrings. On the way up, you have to actively squeeze your glutes to make it a glute exercise as well. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna go back to front squats. So 3 rounds of this. We don't get an extra long break after each round. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Go squat and stand up. Try to keep those elbows up nice and high. The weights should be on your shoulders here. Feet flat, driving those knees up. 3, 2, 1. Lunges up next. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And when I say compound movement just means you're doing an exercise that works a bunch of muscles at once. So the squat, you're working quads, glutes, hamstrings, core, a lot of muscles engaged at once. 3, 2, 1. Whereas isolation movement is one that you work only one muscle, like that dumbbell curl, only working the hamstrings there. Lunge is next, or sorry, deadlift's next. Ready? Let's go. Hinge and push. So this is the end of round 2. We got one more round after this, then we'll take a break, finish off with that tough cardio. 3, 2, 1. Back to front squats for round 3. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All the way down, drive up. For those of you who don't really have good range of motion, try a bit of a wider stance, angle your toes out a little bit. That might help. Or even elevating the heels on some weights. 3, 2, 1. Lunges next. 2 more sets here. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So lunges Try to use your weights here if you can. It's okay if that back knee slightly touches the ground. Just make sure it's controlled. You never want to aggressively lose control and hit the ground kind of like you're bouncing off. About an inch off the ground is ideal. 3, 2, 1. Okay, last one here, deadlifts. Legs are going to start to feel a little heavy now. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Push your butt back. You can see the difference between the squat and the hip hinge. The hip hinge, your butt really goes back, your torso leans forward. Whereas the squat, your butt doesn't go back as much and your torso is more upright. So it's more knee flexion. 3, 2, 1, and break. 45 seconds. Cardio is up next. Same timing. Swings, you can do skier or inside. Get-ups, or any cardio exercise. And then single leg jump squat or a regular jump squat. All right, so we saved the best for last here. This one's not only going to burn out the legs, but it's going to really get your heart rate up. If you're doing a cardio exercise, instead of the get up, ideally something that is working your legs and gets your heart rate at the same time is even better. All right, swings first. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So hinge, push. This one you want to feel predominantly in your glutes and hamstrings. You should never feel this one in your lower back. Breathe throughout. Lots of power, lots of explosiveness here. So think about it as like a fast, explosive deadlift. 3, 2, 1, get up stance. So feel free to modify if you can't do the get-ups. Less than half of people can do get-ups, okay? So 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you are doing the get-up, the key is generating as much momentum and explosiveness as you can. 3, 2, 1, single leg jump squat. One of my favorite leg and cardio exercises here. Make sure you bend that front leg. 3, 2, 1. So pick a side. You can drive that back knee back to help generate some momentum. Watch out for that front knee, that it's not caving in. You want to track it over your feet. Try to get down as low as you can and jump up high. 3, 2, 1. Swings up next, round 2. Gonna turn it up a notch now. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. This one is a posterior chain exercise, which means it's targeting the backside, hamstrings, glutes, mid-back, upper back, and of course cardio. Really good for the grip as well. 3, 2, 1, get ups. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Make sure you get those feet right underneath you. Use the leverage. Nice speed, become explosive. 3, 2, 1. Single leg jump squat, switch sides. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So another good exercise at identifying any sort of weakness or imbalance. So if you find the one side easier than the other, try to do an extra set on the weaker side. Jump up as high as you can. 3, 2, 1. Round 3. One more of each. Dumbbell swings up next. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Almost there, guys. We've got just over a minute to go. So try to finish off strong here. I know you're tired. Try to push through. Make sure your form is still good, so don't lose form. 3, 2, 1. 2 more sets. Get ups. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last set. Single leg jump squat. And then we're all done. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Try to get some good explosiveness here. Good balance, stability. Great exercise for the quad, but also the hips for stabilizing your knee and your ankles as well. 3, 2, 1, and done. That's it for today, guys. Drop a comment below, let me know how the workout went. See you tomorrow for the core.